And then what are some of the not so helpful things that folks have been doing to help you during this time?
I would first like to say I appreciate the support from everybody, Facebook, um, strangers, like everything. Like y'all been wonderful to me and my family. The helpful things that people did for me and my family was just be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like they did different errands because it was really stressful trying to lay my brother to rest. Like, you know, it still feels like a dream or whatever. So, like, we just had a lot of support from family, friends, and strangers. I really appreciate that. Like, I don't know where I would be without some of the family members that God placed in my life through this traumatic stage.
So it sounds like family support, wraparound support, a lot of hugs, a lot of loves, a lot of just listening, being there as a sounding board.
Even people coming and making us laugh, and people coming and like strangers coming up to me or writing me on Facebook and telling me the good things about my brother that I had no clue about.
Yeah.
Like that gave me peace. And he had gamer friends, and they sent me clips of my brother laughing and like good stuff. Like,
So I remember one of those stories that one of his gamer friends actually sent in, and I remember, I think it was one of the friends that had stated that Stefan had took some time out of his own schedule to mentor her son, right?
Yeah, she said that her son was being bullied at school, and my brother took time out of his day to play whatever game it was with her son and reassured him that he would be fine, and you know, not to worry about the bullies, and like that really touched my heart because I did not know that about my brother.
Yeah, the national impact.
Yes.
That lady wasn't even in this country.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah, so he had a, not national, the world impact, right?
He really did.
Yeah. Having that help, having that wraparound service, having folks reach out, having those stories, being able to share, and just be present with people. I think that's so important when we talk about trauma and dealing with that trauma and getting through that. Or even finding like-minded people that have been through the same types of things.
Yes. And like, I feel like people need to be mindful about how you approach people that have just lost a loved one.
Give me an example of that. So it seems like something we're getting into the not necessarily of what not to do, which is fine because this is begin to talk, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about what not to do.
You know, everybody's saying when somebody dies is I'm sorry for your loss. Well, sorry doesn't help. It doesn't bring back that person. I don't know. It's kind of, just watch what you say and how you say things when somebody's lost somebody.
Yes.
And then, you know, everybody grieves a different way. And the way I kind of lashed out, I was kind of mean on the way back from the trip. I was angry. I was hurt. I mean, that's my only brother.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like...
But folks allowed you that.
Yeah,
allowed
family
you that.
Sure did. Yeah, because I'm not really normally like that. I'm quiet, but I was angry because I felt like my brother didn't have that much time on this earth. I didn't get that much time with him, and neither did his kids and my mother
Yes.
and my father and everybody else.
Stephon was 38 years old, right?
He was 38.
That's another reason why I'm talking about that today. Both of us lost someone early in age, right? So Stephon was 38. My husband, Juwan, was 40. And they both, were just gone too soon.
And they both loved their kids and their family.
Oh, my God, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
They really did. They were two good men.
Yeah. Yeah. And the world really lost two excellent people. I always said that my husband was going to be the next Charles Hamilton Houston. He was going to take down the system politically and change the world. So I'm going to do it for you, baby.
That's right.
I'm going to do it for you. Okay, that's a good one. And that actually segues into, what I was going to discuss about what not to do, right, in trauma and trauma-informed care. Allowing people spaces to be them and not controlling how someone else grieves, right?
Yes.
Because you really and truly just do not understand. And it's okay. It's okay not to understand and to say just that. I don't understand what's going on, but I'm here for you. And to just be that present person. My pastor, the very brilliant Dr. Reverend Kylan Gray. I like saying the whole thing. It's Dr. Reverend Kylan Gray. He always puts things in a way that just makes it very plain, right? And a lot of people can just get it when so many people, he calls it well-meaning versus meaning well, right? Mm-hmm. You'll find a lot of people who mean well, and they mean well in all the things that they're trying to say to you, all those colloquialisms, all those sayings, the Bible verses and everything else that we say to kind of comfort folks during their time of need, right?
Right.
Those are all the things that we say. However, knowing that you don't understand is okay. So I'm going to read a quote from him, a post that I had to repost here. Thank you, Doc, for posting this. He said, "No, you don't understand. Even if you've lost a loved one like another, even if you've experienced a similar trauma, even if you're grieving the loss of someone or something that meant everything to you like someone else, you don't understand. You don't understand their loss. You don't understand their pain. You don't understand their sorrow. You don't understand their emotion. You don't understand their response. You just don't understand. It's not necessary for you to understand. It is necessary for you to be there. Mm-hmm. Shut up.
Yes.
Y'all hear that?
I said please.
Be there. Shut up. And listen. Provide holy ground for the person to be the human being God made them to be during their most unusual times and moments in their life. 2 big ears, 1 tiny mouth. Just simply be the gospel, no time to preach. When I tell you, sometimes that man can just put things in perspective. And folks just really don't get and don't understand that they don't have to. You don't have to get what I'm going through in order to help me. You just have to be there.
That even hit me because being around you, I'm always trying to pour into you and encourage you, and that taught me that sometimes you just need to just be quiet and let people talk and get it out without trying to fix somebody. Or
that kind of segues into what I was going to talk and bring you into anyway. So that's a really good segue, Brittany, because Brittany, like I stated before, she was there during the times in which I needed her in the hospital, and I literally prayed to God to send me someone so I did not lose my mind. I thought I had it together, and I had it together. I had my family and everything else, but secretly I didn't, and I knew I didn't. And so I prayed for God to send me somebody so I didn't lose it, so I didn't snap, so I didn't go over the edge, because I didn't leave the hospital. I didn't even leave my husband's side. I didn't even go off of the unit or downstairs to even get anything to eat. I stayed by his side the entire time, the entire month and a half. So to have someone there to make sure I ate, not just provide food, but say, hey, sit down and eat it right now. Those types of things, like, that was very imperative to me just for my survival with this. And even afterwards, we have different discussions. So just going back to you, for someone who has been helping, and you're like a helper, right? Mm-hmm. And we always said that you were called to do missionary work. And your first test was with me. So thank you. But in that, learning, like you said, to just give people like their space. What else? Anything else? Any other advice that you would give to someone that wants to help someone during this time and in their time of need?
I feel like maybe acts of service really, really helped. You had a lot of errands that needed to be ran, and from laundry and kids being transported, and I felt that helped a lot. Just asking what needs need to be met, even if they can't vocalize what it is. Sit back and observe and see what's causing the stress that they can't control. And
to give a little bit more of a picture to that, when she says running errands and running children around and everything else, I'm telling you, I didn't leave. So therefore, I did not see my children for over a month and a half. I seen them one time, and then towards the end, when I had my girls come up to the hospital maybe one other time. So I went a whole entire month without seeing my 3-year-old twins. And when I did see them, it was only for a couple of hours and they went back home. So it was very, very difficult for me to navigate and manage that. And so when she's saying running kids and running errands, it literally was running kids and running errands. I had to step back from being a mom, and I hit the pause button and said thank you to everybody who is going to take care of my kids, because I'm not doing it today. I'm not doing it tomorrow. I'm not doing anything because I'm not leaving this hospital without my husband. So I stepped into wife-only mode. And, unfortunately that didn't happen. However, the rally, support, and cry that I had was so imperative for my survival. So anything else that you would give? Any other advice you would give to anybody?
I think our faith helped us
a
great deal through it. But when she said that she prayed for someone to come help her, I felt it very heavy on my spirit for God to send me somewhere to be of service. Mm-hmm. And I did not know
she was
that was going to change my whole life. Yeah. But I would go to work every morning, get off at 3-4 o'clock, and then go straight to the hospital and stay with her. But we learned to pray together.
Yeah.
And pray with other people. We met so many people and saw God do so many miracles while we were having our stay down there. We found solace in Scripture a lot. We did have a whole window that we wrote all the scriptures that meant something to us and that were encouraging to us. So I don't think we would have gotten through it without our Lord.
Right.
I'm also, as you all know, or probably didn't know until now, I am paying attention to our Facebook Live, and if you all have any posts or any questions, you can put them in there as well, okay? And I will try to get to at least 1 or 2 of them before the end of the night. Thank you all. I do have one response here from Rita Harris, who is also an advocate, supporter, and prayer warrior. Look, if y'all want somebody to pray for y'all need to call Rita Harris, okay? When I tell you this chick prays, took out the book of prayer, call me in the middle of the night praying. I call her in the middle of the night, she dropped down to her knees automatically praying. When I tell you, honey, that prayer support system and those prayer warriors are needed. They really are. So thank you, Brittany. Thank you. So we're not just talking about just trauma, but how do we deal with that? How do we deal with this thing called life and everything that continues to happen to us, no matter what? We can drive, we can be on our way home and not necessarily make it, right? That's literally what happened. My husband